thing you need to do with your e-bike all the time is charge the battery. And there's a lot of hype out there about battery charging. Don't charge it too much, don't charge it too little. But basically your battery, it doesn't like to be charged in extreme cold, and it doesn't like to be charged in extreme heat. So if you live where it's below freezing, you might want to bring your battery into the house for charging it. If you live where it's 110 degrees outside, you might want to bring your battery into the house for charging it. But other than that, you're safe to charge your battery on the bike, in your garage. Avoid charging it in a crowded area. I always move mine about 3 feet from the wall, plug it in. Batteries are pretty smart. They have a battery management system built in. So it's a low voltage cutoff to where you can't completely drain it when you're riding. It'll quit working before it drains the battery completely. Also has a high voltage cutoff to where if you leave it on the charger for 3 days, it's not going to burn your battery up or destroy it. That said, it's a good policy not to do that. Typically, a battery, if you're going to let it go 3 or 4 days without using it, you want to drain some of that surface charge off of it before storing your bike. So if you've fully charged it and you're not going to ride it for a week or so, go around the block once, then park it for the week, and then cap it off before you go for your ride. Your battery charging cycles are based on what percentage of it you've used. So if you drain it 50% and charge it 50%, that's technically only half a cycle. So you're not going to wear your battery out near as quickly by doing that. By that same line of thought, your battery's most efficient down 50 to 80%. So if you know you're only going to be riding 25, 30 miles, you don't necessarily have to charge it to 100%. If it's at 80 from where you've been storing it, ride it, take it down to 30, 40, then charge it again when you get back. I learned from Rivian trucks that they only charge to 80% for the most efficiency. And then it goes to a trickle charge if you need that extra mileage. But for the battery life, it'll go longer if you don't charge it quite as much. But other than that, your batteries are pretty maintenance free. There's nothing you really need to do to them. They don't need water, fluids, much attention at all. They have the smart capability of protecting themselves. So you do what you can, and they'll take care of the rest. As far as range on the battery, how many miles you're going to get out of it, you can help your battery a lot by the way you accelerate to cruising speed. So in other words, if you're from a dead stop and you help it get up to cruising speed, then it picks it up and just carries on. Then you can do your resting and relax. The gears on a bike, with the exception of a mid-drive, don't really affect the speed of the drive. The electric part's gonna do what it does. The gears are for your benefit. So if you're gonna get the bike going from a dead stop, you don't wanna come up to a stop sign in the highest gear where it's gonna be very difficult for you to get rolling. The hub on the motor, it doesn't know any different. It doesn't care what gear you're in. But for you, you want to come up to a lower gear, and then when you take off, you'll come through the gears until you get up to your cruising speed, wherever it's comfortable for you to still be assisting the battery. You don't want to be not able to catch up to the motor drive, but at the same time, you don't want to be pushing it. The battery runs the motor, so it runs on burrito power, if you will, and battery power. And in that respect, it's a lot like a hybrid as opposed to an electric car or an electric bike. And if you treat it that way, you'll get a lot more miles out of your battery. If you've been getting 35, 40 miles, you can get 45, 50 miles. You might need that extra range.